Okay, now, from the beginning.
Smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one, I'm the lady that would bring it down.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's one of the things that's going on tonight, but there's something else that all of you guys are going to go to next as well. In our presence, we have a goddess of the dance world. I actually refer to her as mother. Yeah. Can we please welcome the one, the queen, the only, Wendy Johnson. There you go. Come here, you. So it's going to be a very special night because we're going to find out a lot of really revealing things about Wendy. Now, as I asked before, guys, can you just move back a little bit? And can we have all you guys at the front of this rabble? Because we are going to try and get a photograph of everybody, okay? You need to scooch in as much as possible. All right, so I'm going to give you a 1, 2, 3, and we'll see if we can hit this. All right?
Are you coming?
I've got you, guys. I've got you. All right. 1, 2, 3. Cheers! So guys, we would like you to finish your drinks up and then start to head over to the castle. Good evening, everybody. I am Chris Johnston, and I am here with a very special lady tonight. It's my mum, Wendy Johnson.
That's right. He's my Boston family.
Anyhow, before we do anything else, I would just like to tell you a little bit about the Lifetime Achievement Award. Back in 2013, the DBDC, which was called something else, actually started. And my business partners at the time were Frank Miranda and Audrey Peck. They were in the convention and they worked in entertainment and conventions. And they said, look, you know, there's a problem with ballroom dancing. There's really no history. Well, there is a history, but nobody pays any attention to it. So why don't we do something totally special? That is why we are here. We normally do it at the hotel, but as you saw, it was a little bit busy at the hotel this week. So we rented out the castle. That's where we are now, isn't it, Wendy?
It's beautiful.
All right, so a little bit later on, you are going to see a video about Wendy. But before we get there, there are some things that I would like to ask her. So, first question, Wendy. Where were you born?
I was born in Hamilton, New Zealand.
New Zealand. That's that little country at the foot of the world.
Yes, that's a great country at the foot of the world that's very special.
When were you born?
Okay, I own up to it, 1946.
Wow, my God.
Yeah,
That's
I'm old.
preservation. That's
I'm pretty
really
old.
good. Yeah. Obviously, we know you from the dance world, but I hear you started off as a ballet dancer?
Yeah,
Or is
that's
that a
right.
belly dancer?
No,
Which-
not a ballet dancer. I could do that now. But no, I started out as a ballet dancer. I started when I was about 8. And I did really well at ballet in New Zealand and won about everything that I could win in the ballet scene there. And then I had to make a choice of whether I was going to pursue it more. I was about 14 or 15, maybe 16. And that's when I got introduced to ballroom dancing.
So, what actually happened? Why did you switch over to ballroom?
Well, in the studio where I danced, there was ballet was at the back, and in the front of the studio was, at the front of the premises was a ballroom dance studio. So the wife taught ballet and the husband taught ballroom dancing. So I must have been about 16 or 17. My mother said, you need to learn to dance with men. You know, this is a social grace you need to acquire. And I was a little ballerina, and I was like, I don't want to do this, but anyway, so I went to a ballroom dance class, and in that class, somebody was more advanced than myself. It pulled me aside and taught me a little cha-cha, and they had sort of competitions there where an advanced person could dance with a beginner, and I won that, and I thought, oh, this is pretty easy. After ballet, ballroom dancing for me was really easy, and I got to dance with someone, and I packed in the ballet, much to my mother's disgust, and I've been doing ballroom dancing ever since then.
Wow. Now, you started obviously competing then in New Zealand, yeah?
Yeah, I was the New Zealand ballroom champion in 1971.
71? Wow. When did you actually make the move to England, and why did you make the move to
Actually, I
England?
was a champion in 1970. I moved to England in 1971.
Okay.
Well, you know, from the point of view out there wasn't so much dancing in America. The place to go for better dancing training was England. So several of us from Australia and New Zealand went at the same time. I went at the same time as John Kimmins. And we all ended, I think we went to England in April and did Blackpool that May, 1971.
1971. Okay. Was that and John always won everything when he danced against you?
No, he didn't.
He remembers things differently.
Yeah, well, I was better at Latin and John was better at ballroom. But that first year that we went to Blackpool, I actually beat him at ballroom. He was not a happy camper at all. And but I consistently beat him in Latin, but he went on to be the British champion, and I did not go on to be the British champion in ballroom.
Ah, well. One of the things that has been said about you is that you get inspiration from different things. Obviously, everybody knows you for your choreography. So, what inspires you to produce different pieces of choreography?
Well, you know, it's ended up that I've been a choreographer. In fact, there were several, John Delroy was a New Zealander too, and he was a great choreographer. And there's a woman now who choreographs for Jennifer Lopez from New Zealand. I don't know what it is about us, but I think we have an innate curiosity with everything. And I'm the kind of person who watches The Voice, America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent. I'm always seeking to be inspired and find something that gives me a buzz. And I loved all the Cirque du Soleil shows. I liked the fact that in the Cirque du Soleil shows, they bombarded you. This was going on, that was going on. It wasn't just one thing. And in my shows, that's what I strive to do, is take you on a journey, a bit of this, a bit of that. I kind of, lead my life like that too. But that's where the choreography came from.
Got you. So I obviously had the pleasure of being on the end of some of your choreography.
Right.
So we're going to play a little video, and then I'm going to ask Wendy, what was the inspiration behind this?
But the reason I did that was I'd seen the movie, The Full Monty, which I thought was a really, really great movie. And one of the things that inspired me with shows earlier on was the old Forget-Me-Not Ball in England. I don't know if you ever saw it, you're too young.
Yeah, way too young.
Anyway, the Forget-Me-Not Ball used to be famous people in England would put on this show and they'd raise money for dancers. But the show was never like just a straightforward show. It was a lot of comedy in it, people making fun of themselves, you know, very self-deprecating. So I like that. I mean, Benny Hill, clearly, Benny Hill, for the British will know, clearly inspired me. So I thought, oh, well, you know, Leave Your Hat On would be a good number, you know. The guys are all in shape, they can take their clothes off, and they did. They did more than that at that rehearsal, but thank goodness you didn't see it.
Well, I was actually thinking that the inspiration for that was the night that I was sleeping with you and my ex-wife, and I did my Magic Mike dance at the bottom of the bed for you. So that wasn't it.
Clearly that did inspire me. When I saw you in your underwear at the end of my bed there doing a number, I was like, yeah, I could capitalize on this.
Oh, and my God, you
we did.
But
I thought one's not enough. I need much more than one. So I got a whole bunch of guys.
I could say something, but I will not go any further with that.
That's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Wendy Johnson. So Frank, if you can hit this, that would be great.
worship me. Feel that lightning down in my soul. And if you wanna feel the thunder, baby, better let me know. Woo, I'm lit, don't mess with it. Woo, stand back, let me do my shit. Woo, I'm lit, don't mess with it. Woo. Hands to the sky, show me that you're mine. Hands to the sky, show me that you're mine. And baby, worship me. Worship me. On your knees. Patiently, quietly, faithfully, worship me. Oh, here it go. Okay. Stop and smell my roses, posies. Appreciate my poses, they know. I'm a fanfare like the Star Spangled. Oh, say, can you see my angles? Cause I'm hotter than the stove top. You can put the kettle on, but I'ma make the thing pop. No, I ain't talking about my work, just my work. You can add it all up while I'm beefing up my purse. Hands to the sky. Show me that you're mine. Make me believe it. Hands to the sky. Show me that you're mine. Oh yeah, and baby, worship me. Worship me. Get it together. Make it feel good. Patiently, quietly, faithfully, worship me.
And is in the back here, has been travelling to different competitions. He's also been using his own fucking little version of Zoom to talk to people about Wendy. So just have a look at the screens and you're going to find out what they have to say.
I was thinking this yesterday when I found this card. I thought about Wendy a lot, and I thought that we all have godparents, and so you can ask someone who is your godparent and like this, and I thought we all should have one Wendy in our life, so you could ask who is your Wendy in your life because she's such a beautiful woman in everything. She means a lot to me, everything to me.
I wake up every day and I consider every day an adventure. Okay, what am I going to do today? And so I might not have a plan, but I'll find a way to make it a great day.
My mom is like a kid, I feel. She's like a kid at heart, and she just likes to play around and goof off and have a good time. She honestly never seems like she's ever depressed or upset. She's always happy, ready to go.
Oh, I've never seen anyone else wake up so happy every day.
Yeah.
Just it's a beautiful day, and the world is her oyster, and what's she gonna do today, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a kid at heart that's never grown up. She can play with that wheel or that choreography, whatever it is, for hours. It still go on, and she goes into the moment. There is no, as you grow older, you become more aware of things, and she is more aware of things. But I see her go into her choreography, and I see her go into whatever she's creating, and just could be there for hours. I mean, she will do, sometimes in her event, she will do choreography until 2 in the morning, and she's like a little kid. She'll go on and on and on.
Wendy is a force of nature, and she just kind of like blows in, and it's ba-bam, and Wendy's here. But it's wonderful. She's got great energy. She's creative. Everything is always very, very positive all the time. She really is a person, in my opinion, that looks on the brighter side of things, which is, a great thing.
I was in the dance world, and then I went out, had children, and I stayed out of it a little bit. And then when I split up from my ex-husband and came back more into the competition world, two people said to me, you know, you should do this, Wendy, was Espen Solberg and Ron Montez, bless Ron Montez. And they said, you know, you should get back into the judging and choreography. And I go, I'm no good at choreography.
But I always thought she was a great choreographer from the first time I met her, simply because what she could bring out of my staff. We didn't have anybody like her come into the studio. And it was such an impact on the first visit that I think throughout my career, which goes from the 70s right through to just the turn of the century, I wouldn't feel complete unless I had Wendy coming into the studio at least a couple of times a year.
I've never seen her do a bad anything. One time she did do a choreography number for Bill Sparks and Kimberly Mitchell. And they wouldn't tell me what it was. Okay, and it was for the show dance at Ohio Star Ball. And out comes Billy Sparks dancing, Keep Your Hat On. And all of a sudden, at the end of the number, Kimberly rips his clothes off, and all he has is a little bikini on. And I said to him, who the hell gave you that? He said, Wendy. I said, what do you do? Everything Wendy says? and I was wondering why he was getting buffed all year and he was getting tan, because this was her way of doing choreography. She knew what she wanted. She told him what she wanted him to look like. You know, and the thing is, when you have confidence in anyone, you know, doing something, and you trust them, you go completely what they say.
You know, I mean, she's a super teacher. She's a really great choreographer, and she understands very well all the genres of dancing. She understands ballroom and Latin extremely well, and she understands rhythm and smooth. So she's someone that you could go to for a good look or good advice on any style that you were doing, and Wendy can help you with that. I mean, she's got a great knowledge of dancing. Sometimes we argue about who's the best and who's not, and we don't always agree on that, but I respect her greatly for her knowledge and her ability as well.
She is probably one of the easiest ladies to lead into anything, because she feels the music and she has a sense of what the man is going to do, so she's able to follow faultlessly. And it's because of her ability to hear the music and to appreciate the music.
She started ballet. First off, she was in a ballet school. Dark Apata ran a ballet school that she went to. I was dragged along to dance competitions for many years, at the carnival, at the town hall, little rural competitions, watching her do her ballet. I took up ballet for one day, and that was it, because I was a little bit bigger than Wendy. And then she got to the advanced solacile level, so she was really a good ballet dancer and quite tiny.
When I was a ballet dancer, there used to be a competition called Impromptu, and you would hear the music once, and then you would go on stage and dance. And then everybody in the competition only heard the music once and danced. And I always won that competition. And years later, I realized that's what I do. You give me music, and I just start dancing to it. It's the music that dictates to me what I'm going to do with choreography. So pretty much every time I might say it's a French show, so I've got some great French music, and then off I go. Or I decide to use all classical music. But it's the music that sends me wherever I land up with the dancing.
Well, you can see the love that she has for dancing by the way that she composes herself. I mean, she likes to watch good dancing. She still goes to England sometimes to watch the major competitions. So she cares about it, and she wants to stay current with all the trends, which she does. And of course, if you're working with top couples all the time, you do stay current, which is, I think, really important for someone in the profession to stay current and to not miss out on the trends. And also, Wendy's got a good idea of the traditions of dancing as well. So she's well-rounded in that respect.
My mom had this idea, you know what? I'm going to bring Pro-Am to New Zealand and also do more like how we do competitions here in America. Every year it's built up, it's built up, it's built up, and now it's the biggest competition in New Zealand. And you know, a lot of the Australians come over, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And I think she does it because she has this passion for ensuring a beautiful future for our industry and making sure that it grows with the rest of the dancers and with the rest of the world. And taking care of the dancers over in New Zealand is equally as important to her as taking care of the dancers here. So I think that it's definitely a passion project for her as well. I think that Wendy is the most fabulous and glamorous mother-in-law and grandmother that anyone could wish for. She definitely puts her family 100% first in everything that she does, and that's very admirable and inspirational for me as a relatively new mom to strive for as well.
She takes really good care of our daughter, Gia. She'll drop anything to make sure that either my sister's family or we are all good.
She is a very active, hands-on, playful grandma. She she's the one that's gonna get on the floor with them and play games with them, give them all the sugar that she wants to. My grandparents, my dad's parents, raised Marcus and I for maybe the first 5 years of my life, and spoiled us rotten. And now she's doing the same with my kids. And I know it brings her like such joy to be able to buy them presents and give them candy and give them whatever they want.
Wendy, I am so honored to have been asked to speak about you for this very prestigious award that you are receiving, and I think it's very, very well deserved. You are, can I do that again? Yeah, thank you. Wendy, I just want to say how honored I am to have been asked to be interviewed for this award by DBDC. It's so well deserved. You are a super unique person. We've always gotten along so well, and I think that we kind of have a kindred spirit, you know, with each other. So I'm really happy to be able to personally congratulate you, even though we're not going to be there. So enjoy the award, enjoy the accolade. It's well deserved, and just keep calm and carry on, girl. Congratulations.
In this world, you are a powerhouse of excellence without ever making a big deal out of yourself. You know your art, you know your choreography, you know your dance. You've done it, you've been there, you've done it all. But most of all, you are my dearest friend. Congratulations, Wendy.
Wendy, we want to congratulate you with the DBDC Lifetime Achievement Award. We're so proud of you. You've done such a wonderful job throughout your life in promoting dance, showing dance to people, teaching people to dance, helping people with their dancing goals, and you just spent a whole lifetime of it, and we're so glad that you're receiving this award. You deserve it totally, and our congratulations.
Congratulations, Wendy, on receiving the DBDC Lifetime Achievement Award. We're so excited for you. You're so deserving of this award. I don't know why it's taken so long for you to get it.
It is a lifetime award.
I wish that we could have been there to see you receive the award. But sending you all our love from the family here in New Zealand. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Congratulations, Mom, for receiving the DBDC Lifetime Achievement Award. We are so proud of you. We love you. We've always known you're a legend, and now everybody else knows too.
Congratulations, Mom. You completely deserve this award. You've been the best mother, and I feel like you're a mother to the whole dance world, and you've completely earned it.
Congratulations, Wendy. We love you. You absolutely deserve this and everything else in the world. Thank you for everything you do.
Congratulations on your award, Ima. We love you. Thank you for inspiring me to dance. Thank you. I love you, Ima. I wish you were here, and do you want to see us then? I love you.
Share a few words, but I think you know that already because nothing goes past you. We share a room in the hotel, and today I'm sitting on my bed and she's on hers, and we're talking something, and then she goes, "Are you giving a speech tonight?" My answer was like, "No, I don't know." So here we go, Wendy. What is it about Wendy? Like, the video already showed so many different aspects. And when I think of Wendy, my first thing, I get smiling. I get the smile on my face when I think of you, Wendy. It is the sparkle in your eyes. It is the spirit of fun and laughter around you. Curiosity, hunger for experiencing everything to the fullest. Everywhere you go, there is party around you. It's fun. There is, like when we saw your interview, you can't answer a simple question without making it fun and in a good, elegant way. There is also this side of what we saw in the video right now, love and care for your family, for your loved ones. After the video was finished, first thing you did was the whole video. And that is something. I come from a family, being very close, and family is important. And what you have done for me personally, you've taken me into your family. And thank you, Chris, wherever you walk there, for giving me the last name. I'm going to use that. There is inspiration from you. But one thing very important is the truth. Wendy stays with her truth. She defends it. She's not afraid, never, not to stand out when she believes into something. And that to me is very, very inspirational. The achievements in dance, she's done it all herself. Nothing was given, nothing was handed to Wendy. Yesterday, actually, I heard this story about when she was 5 years old. She was dancing around in her father's barber shop in Auckland, New Zealand. And there came a ballet dancer into this barber shop, and said, "You should put this little girl into dancing." And here we are all today. This award, this achievement of hers in dance, in many areas of dance, coming from choreographer, coach, mentor, dancer, owner of the studio, in so many areas. But what I love the most is that it is never about her. She's never raving about herself. It's never about Wendy. She's always giving everything for dancers, for sharing her knowledge to dancers. And that is something very, very special nowadays. Personally, I have a lot to thank for. I was nearly 20, early 90s, you can make that math. Early 90s, and I come from near Arctic Circle, from Finland, from this little city. I had one luggage. I had a sewing machine in my back, and of course dancing shoes. And I traveled from Finland, from old Finland, to San Diego, and I stayed with Wendy. That's how we got to know each other. She was very close with Rico Lenzuela, who I was going to dance with. So here I come, little spring chicken from Finland, and arriving to dance with, as a professional from under 21, from youth, dance as a professional. And you can imagine dancing with Rick is everything but easy. Nothing was very easy. But I had Wendy. She was there, she was coaching us every day she was in town. Every day she wasn't traveling, she was there giving us lessons. She was helping me, she was translating to me what Rick was wanting from me because I had no idea. She was also a person I could trust. And I knew that Wendy cares. I felt that. And this was really a big turning point on my career. It really made a big difference. And many people don't know that. And from that time in La Jolla Boulevard, there was a lot of things happening. We were young, we were younger, but we were kind of young. I take that. And Wendy went for her trips. So we are at Marcus' house. So we having parties. Yeah. And then when Wendy's coming back, there was a big, fast and furious cleaning up the house going on in there. You take the bathroom downstairs, I take the kitchen, and now we have to do the lounge. And then when Wendy comes, we're like, everything's so there is very, very beautiful memories from that time. I remember staying in her jacuzzi because she said, you can use my jacuzzi when I'm away. Her wardrobe was amazing. Like it is still, and we actually share that still today. We exchange things. It's just incredible. The friendship was started back then, and now is continued, and I think it will continue forever. And we meet each other in different parts of the world, and there is one. This tells a lot about Wendy. I was going through a very difficult time in my life, and I said, I'm going to go to Italy for 1 month on my own. What she said, I'll be there. She came, and by the way, if you want to have someone, a good friend, to go to a scooter ride, call Wendy. There were so many fun moments in there. So, there would be so much to share, but we have a competition also, right? Tonight, Wendy, we are celebrating you receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I am only one of the people in this room and in the world who are fortunate enough to have been touched by you. And
my dearest mother. Come on up here.
This video is the greatest
Guys, thank you so much for coming. This has been an overwhelming thing. I thought, oh, I have this award, okay, and it's really nice. And then I can't believe all the people who talked, all the people who turned up, all that. Nobody gives you, it's like choreography. He never told me you're going to do this or you're going to do that. I was just like, sit down to dinner and get an award, you know. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much. And so many people that inspired me over the years. And I just hope that I can keep doing this. I'm doing my best. I just turned 77. And I'm like, I'm happy to be alive. Let's roll.
Wendy Johnson.